So if the blue lights were never fitted, how do we sit here and discuss blue lights and everybody knows Lieutenant General Mkwanazi is speaking about blue lights? What are we missing?
Thank you, Chair. I will start with the letter or the WhatsApp that I got. It's not the letter, dated 27 April. No, it was a public holiday. 27 April is a Freedom Day. You see, I got the WhatsApp message, say, Chief, where are you? I'm saying no, it was Sunday after the 27th April. I'm at the funeral, Saturday. I'm at the funeral. Are you aware that the people that we suspended, it was April, they are somewhere in KZN discussing about you getting support? I think I've got that WhatsApp somewhere. I can leave that document, you see. Then I said, no, I will call you after the funeral. After the funeral, I called. They said, no, the Chief of Police and Deputy Chief Twabe, they are mobilizing support against you in KZN. Both of them, they were suspended for sexual harassment. And they were not suspended by me. Or Twabe can say, because I was acting Chief of Police. But the Chief of Police reports to the city manager, not to me. You see, it was before July, you see. And the issue of blue light, it comes from the office of the Chief of Police, Isaac Mapia. No, I can't rely on this commission. We don't see eye to eye. I always say, I've said it many times in this house, that I was not part of his succession plan. And one of the things that it's coming across me is that I'm one of those who are frustrated in terms of resources in the city, not by the city. Because now I happen to sit where there are discussions of budget, where you fight for money as different department. And they were saying to me, but we give you money for resources, you don't spend it. It always comes back, or money is allocated to other things that are not, they're not our priority.
Come back, Commissioner. So who made up this thing of blue lights, and to the best of your knowledge, how did it get to even General Mkwanazi that he would make those allegations?
The source said to me, both of them in April, they went to KZN. I think it's them, the deputy chief and the chief, that are suspended. That was called blue light blesser. And I've said, can you show me those blue lights? I never saw those blue lights. You see, it was character assassination to deal with me, and they succeeded. It went everywhere. You see, that's why I've been said, that's what I've been said. If they stop those work, can they show me a case number or a photo or anything, an OP entry? There's a procedure when you stop those cars, you see, or else the pound form and the OP entry where you pounded the vehicle if you don't want to arrest, because you can use your own discretion, but nothing till today. It was a character assassination from internally. And remember, those people that I thought that my colleague, you see, they supported 200%. I will tell you why. You see, because the junior, who is now media officer, he was appointed to act in a senior position, which is 4 levels higher than her. We were made as directors to report to a superintendent. I refused. And I challenged it through the union. I won it. Then she was not awarded. I think it's bitterness and anger. You see, from that team, that this one is not one of our own. It's not part. I don't know how, because I belong to the seat.
I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you. Thank you, Mr. Mkwanazi. Maybe just to say that if indeed you did fit blue lights, at some point we are going to see those blue lights. So the second thing I wanted to ask you, you got an offer for the position Deputy Municipal Commissioner Operations, which was on the 1st of December 2023. And on that offer letter, you're given a total remuneration package of 1.6 million. You then, in your acceptance, I'm sure you're familiar with these documents, I don't need to refer, you ask you ask that your salary package be increased to 1.8 million instead of the total of 1.6. Was that increase effected?
Thank you. In fact, there are 2 offers. Even on that one, I was not happy. The one that I wanted initially, it's 2.1 or 2.2, because I looked at the packages that I had as a director, you see. Currently, when you compare me with my directors, they earn far more than I. Those that I'm leading. Because when you are from inside taking over.
Sorry, Mr. Finance.
It was
Was
offered.
it effected?
Yes.
What
But I'm
process
simply-
was followed to effect that?
No, you apply through your HODHR through finance. They do their own processes, do calculations and everything.
So if we were to ask for those documents, we would see them. It was not just you writing by hand asking for 1.8 and the city manager agrees to it.
No.
Those documents are there.
No. But
Okay.
it's them. It's not. I don't become part of that. Mine becomes this, because you don't take an offer to if they didn't fulfill this.
Okay. Now, when you were speaking to Mr. Van Wyk and agreeing to everything that you were agreeing to, what process were you following there? So when you said yes, he could test, the bloods and the drunken driving issues, what process, and please refer me to the Municipal Finance Management Act, what process were you following there?
Let me correct it. It was not done. You see, he made a proposal, but it was not approved. Then there's nothing that happened.
But then when you were setting up meetings and they were going to present, what process were you following there?
Let him go and present. Maybe the top management will agree and will implement it, because his plan was involving other departments, not only EMPT. You see, and Municipal Financial Act or no Financial Act, yes. You see, it must cover all the people, all the HOTs, all relevant departments, all the stakeholders should be approved, and the process must be implemented. It must via again through the city manager, because he's having a final weight. But it didn't even take place.
You like referring to process, ne, Mr. Mkwanazi, in your affidavit, but these things are regulated in the public sector. So when a service provider comes off the street and say, I can do these wonderful things for you, then you bring together the top brass of the municipality to listen to this. What process are you using for that? Because this is arguably somebody who may either at some point have to be paid, not paid. So how did you do that?
Thank you, Madam. No, because he said there are no financial implications. You see, that's when I took it. Said no, there are no financial implications, and he's the one who's committing himself. You see, let him go and do that. You see, there's no processes that are followed. I said, go and present. Maybe something will come out of that. You see, but the stake won't be affected. You see,
Mr. Mkwanazi, you've been a senior manager for a while now, haven't you?
Yes.
So do you think it's possible that somebody says, I'm going to do all of these things, test people for free, and there's no cost to the state? Why would he do that, in your opinion?
I think it was a publicity part of it, marketing part of it. Because even now, people are working with the state and everything. They will request for successes and everything. Then when they go and apply to other business people, they will tell no, on such a day to work with this institution, work with EMPT. These are the successes. So I think it was an advertisement and the publicity part of it, especially when we covered the whole lane in scenes and everything. That thing came into my mind. I don't want to lie to you. And I even said, no, it's a question of advertisement, publicity part of it, because that's how these companies are doing.
Mr. Matlala did say to us that he wanted to promote his company, which I'm sure you will immediately read that as benefit to the service provider, which brings into question, obviously, the whole ethics around this thing. But when I said refer me to the Municipal Finance Management Act, I know that also when you receive a benefit as the municipality, there's a process, whether it's sponsorship, whether it's donation, and even that you don't seem to be speaking to. All I've heard you saying is that, no, those other people did it as well. Surely that can't be correct, Mr. Mkwanazi?
I agree with Chair. That's why there was a proposal from the side of Mike to do a memorandum of understanding, so that there must be legal. Because once you draft a memorandum of understanding, legal and corporate finance, because people, they may say there won't be any financial implications. But once the process starts, you see, people may change. You see, that's why you are correct in talk about MFA legislation and processes. That's why it had to via all these things, because anything before it's approved, it must via legal and corporate finance and all these experts must check. I agree with you.
Okay, let's move from there because I'm quite sure you are familiar with Section 217 of the Constitution that calls for transparency in procurement. Now, whether you were paying these people, not paying, if you were affording an opportunity for somebody to promote themselves using the municipality, you should have gone out at least on a process that is open for everybody. You indicate, I'm not sure now because the documents have changed. You say that Mr. Matlala now comes in because you went to the mayor's office. You were told that the ANC is very, very unhappy. They're going to disrupt and so forth. Then you say, interestingly, I wanted to quote you verbatim if I could find it. So after engaging your members, that's when they raised tactical shooting. So you sit there and you hear all of these things and your response is, let's bring in tactical shooters. Is that a standard operating procedure, Dekuruleni?
Thank you. There's an operational plan, it's just that we didn't go through it, where we sit and deploy and task people. Where we task them, we didn't task to deal with crowds and do everything. Crowd, it was tasked to us as crowd management. Or
So who was the tactical shooting targeted at?
No, suspect or anyone will come and shoot and kill. But in terms of just, do you mind if you can go to operational plan? I think it's very important for us to see it. You see it go.
I don't have a lot of time though. You can give me a sense in that.
Yes, but no, we had plus minus 8 or 9 tasks. All the units were tasked according to what they are trained for. Then they were tasked to give backup to the executive mayor, again, to stand on top of the buildings where he's addressing. But in terms of the crowd and everything, it was our own and public order policing from SAPS to deal with the crowds. In terms of your security.
Is that standard procedure around legislatures, Mr. Mkwanazi?
No, when you do operational plans in terms of operation, that's how we do it.
Okay.
You see, if the copy is submitted, you can via through, you'll see.
Okay, that's fine. Now, after you get these tactical shooting guys, and in your affidavit, you keep repeating in brackets, Lieutenant General Mkwanazi's former task force. Are we supposed to read anything into that you were saying these guys that you brought in from Mr. Matlala's VIP were Lieutenant General Mkwanazi's?
I didn't say they are from, I said they are from task force. You see, I've mentioned it, and tactical shooting, I've mentioned it in terms of responding to crimes and other things. You can't do tactical shooting to crowds and other things. You'll be arrested. The law doesn't allow that. But to serious crimes and training and everything, that's where I touch about tactical shooting.
No, it's fine. Let's not belabor the point because you said after engaging my members, that's when they raised these tactical shooters. Like I'm quoting you verbatim. Okay, fine. Now, you're saying in this council, in this meeting that you had with the mayor's staff, they alerted you of this threat. Does the mayor's office have threat assessment capabilities?
There's a letter I think I've attached that it talks about those things. You see, it comes direct from the executive alderman. It's part of these bundles.
Thank you. So this letter is the basis for your threat assessment for you to bring in, Mr. Matlala. Okay, so let's go then to that page. You're saying the meeting was held on the 29th of April, am I right?
Which one?
So the meeting with the council is, okay, on your initial statement, you've since taken out the date. I don't know, Advocate Mkhize, I'm confused, right? The statement that was printed for us, that's sitting here, it's on paragraph 31. If I can just read it quickly. Okay. Paragraph 55 on yours. And Nditi, now you're explaining to us why you got Mr. Matlala's company. So from the document, it is reflected that EMPD engaged CAT VIP with company Reg What as additional support to ensure the safety of the state of the city address, which took place on 30th April 2022 in the city of Ekurhuleni. That's your statement, right?
Yes.
You then say the basis for you bringing in Mr. Matlala was the statement issued by the mayor. Do you have that statement issued by the mayor?
I've submitted. There's the other one again after the meeting. I've submitted.
I've got that statement. On my bundle, it's on page 81. I'm not sure where it is on yours. It's 81 on the soft copy. The letter from Alderman Tanya, it's a media statement. Do you have it?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for it.
DM 14. Page 81.
It's supposed to be this one.
Okay, JDM 14, page 81. So this is you now explaining to us why you had to take this extraordinary step to bring in Mr. Matlala with no process, take him to the mayor as the chief whip has already determined you didn't even vet them. The statement of the mayor is dated 31st March 2022. Can you see that?
I know about this one.
Okay.
And the date.
Can you confirm it's the 31st of March?
Yes, yes.
So she goes on, the ANC has done this and this and this, and whatever, all about the ANC. Can you read for me the last paragraph that starts with the ANC is clearly frustrated?
The ANC is clearly frustrated and devoid of ideas on how to gain traction and electorate that is increasingly rejecting them. And the city where the multi-party coalition just developed a highly successful state of the city yesterday, during which has not single protest took place. Yes.
When I read this, your reason for bringing in Mr. Matlala was to protect the state of the city address, and your explanation for why you had to bring in Ms. Matlala is because Alderman Tanya Campbell said the ANC is going to attack the state of the nation, state of the city address. You give us this document where she says the ANC is frustrated, and yesterday we delivered a very successful state of the city address. So why would you even lie to us on why you brought in Mr. Matlala? Because it was clearly not on the basis of the statement.
May I answer?
Please.
Thank you. I've said we met before the meeting. We were briefed by the team. We met before the meeting. My team briefed me, and we met with the the chief deputy chief operations and the team. That's where we were briefed. You see, but as I've said that we met before and after. This one is after, but the one of us planning and putting for VIP protection for him doing what is this thing? As I've said that we're assisting in terms of the escort and deployment in the outer perimeters. It was that of one. You see, but for this one we met after, as I've said.
That's why I asked you where you got the threat, Mr. Mkwanazi. And then I had also asked you if you were meeting a month after the state of the city, what is it that compelled you before the state of the city to go and get Mr. Matlala? And you said to me there was a threat, and this is evidence of the threat. So I have a problem with your version of events, but maybe let's move because I'm just running out of time now.
May I correct something?
Yes.
It was the day after That's why there was a statement. That's why I've even said we met day after. That's where the mayor was happy and said we did the work. 8031.
I don't know if that makes sense to you, Mr. Mkwanazi, but I do want to move on now. You said, Mr. Matlala said, are you going to pay us? Ne? When you were asking him for all the things that you were asking him. In which world, and please, I agree with you, the public service is tough, you have to be creative, you have to find ways, but when you approach a service provider, you have no intention of paying him. Why does he do all of this for you? Is it truly for marketing? And then what are you getting out of it? I know that in the course of your evidence, you were still telling us something about losing your siblings. I don't know if that was the point that you were going to drive, but this relationship is just not understood by us. Why would you go to a service provider? This man makes money from these things. What is he getting out of it? Because according to you, you know, you're saying it's marketing. And what are you getting out of it?
Thank you, Chair. You remember I've said, even after the engagement, he was still asking that, is our VIP or are we not but outsourcing VIP? You see, because we've got security that are stating that out. So I told him, no, our VIP is insourced. You see, I think in a wrong line, we're expecting that VIP will be outsourced. But with us, we're using our own metropolis officers. Yeah.
Let me stop there. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mkwanazi.